Super Mario World is the best 2D Mario game. I'm talking out of every 2D Mario game. That's right, Hotel Mario included. I'm not sure if this is a compliment or a criticism towards Nintendo, considering that their game from 1990 is holding up better than the one from 2012. And yeah, I can say it all day, but can I back it up? Yeah. Super Mario World is a rich blend of platforming and puzzle solving. The game introduces the idea of multiple exits that open alternative pathways, often accompanied with a key and hole. This greatly encourages exploration and memorization, and replayability skyrockets for players new and old, myself included. Completing one run is nowhere near the end of the game. You can go back and find the small nooks, crannies, and hints that tell you that there's more to this world than the straight path. I've been playing this game since elementary school, and recently I've been trying to 100% it every year or so. On the other hand, I've beaten Mario Wii maybe 2 or 3 times. I haven't touched U Deluxe since I unlocked the Luigi mode. And of course, I'm one person, and Mario World is old. It shows its age in some of its puzzles, and if you don't know what to look for, you can get frustrated. Though we do live in the age of YouTube and forums, so just going to Google instead of slaving for hours and trying to find the doggone secret exit in Valley of Bowser 2 is an option. However, the same can be said for numerous other classics. Mario 64 is a victim of the same criticism. I don't like 64, by the way, I should probably mention that. Either way, Mario World continues to be a fun and engaging experience no matter how many times I play through it. Now you're probably asking, what do I get for replaying it? And the answer is nothing? Kind of. Let me explain. Mario World's world is one connected pathway with some transitional elements in between, consisting of 7 unique worlds, all with their own gimmicks and secrets. With a world this large, replaying certain levels and getting from area to area can be monotonous and not worth the 2.5 minutes you're able to spend on each level. And this would be a bit of an issue when replaying if it weren't for the secrets. In Mario World, finding an alternate route can lead you to a warp star. Taking it will launch you to Star Road, a fast travel hub. In order to get from star to star, you must complete a level by, get this, finding the secret exit. Something that, if you found the star, you know is a solution. Completing levels normally only sends you back to the star you came from, but finding the secret exit advances the path. The game is also good about keeping you out of areas you're not supposed to be in. It locks you on the warp star you entered if you haven't yet explored that area, but having the warp star still appear on your map so you know the direction to head in. The game is also fairly uniform. If you find a secret one way, you're not wrong to assume the solution could be similar in a later level. And that's not to say this game is lacking in creativity. The jury's still out on the boss design, but level-wise, this game excels. Usually. The game is a masterclass in progression. It locks the rewards behind doors you have to earn the keys to, and in turn includes outside mechanics into the fundamental gameplay. All of this to say that no other 2D Mario does this. Super Mario Bros. Has warp pipes that fast forward you to different levels, but the game is linear. Super Mario Bros. 3, which was on the same console, managed to do much more, but still didn't quite get the idea of secret exits right. So far, this is good. They haven't really repeated themselves, and you can see a stable progression with each game. However, when we get to the new games, it begins to stale. They have the right idea, but none of them are executed in the same splendor or gameplay relevant way Mario World does. You'll find a cannon or pipe that simply sends you to the next world, but never again a sub-world with its own challenges and secret world. This is, in my opinion, almost as bad as regressing to the first game. Seeing as Nintendo was capable of such creativity for so many games straight, and for it to plummet into the same 2D side-scroller with a shinier coat of paint and a new feature or 2 thrown in to make it feel different is disappointing. And that's not me calling the newer games bad, but too much of the same experience is bland and uninteresting. Of course though, I never like to point out a problem without offering some form of solution. So that begs the question, what can they do to get better? Well, personally, I'd say they have the right ideas already. The 3D games all progress smoothly, from 64 to Sunshine, Sunshine and Galaxy, so on and so forth. Each 3D game pushes a brand new mechanic and environment onto the player. You slowly learn how to traverse and manipulate that mechanic to your benefit. I feel this same way of playing should be implemented into the 2D games. Mario's had the same moveset for about a decade now, and that should change. Give him access to something brand new. Personally, I'd push for an emphasis on parkour and tricks. We've encouraged exploration to death at this point. Let's encourage speed running alongside it. Think Rayman Origins. Giving Mario and the crew power-ups and traversal options that encourage this would open the gate for a fast-paced and brand new Mario experience, not dissimilar to what we see speedrunners doing anyway. I think it could be interesting if the movement options from previous games like air stalling, long jumping, and so on could now this time be locked behind a power-up. Having different power-ups allows you to lock different rewards and secrets behind inaccessible areas. This way also encourages backtracking. If you have to wall jump in order to get to a certain point but don't have that power-up yet, you could go and grab it in the next world and come back to see what you missed out on. This would also be an excuse to bring back the reserve box. Imagine a challenge where you have to switch power-ups mid-level in order to reach new heights. I can see this opening up a world of techniques for hardcore speedrunners. The skill of the player could also be a factor in the gameplay. If Mario and Co. could open up certain pathways after exceeding, say, X amount of points or coins in a certain level, they could open up a route that makes the level go by faster or get a closed off section of the level inaccessible otherwise. While I'm always going to advocate for level progression the way we see it in World, except maybe revamped and changed a bit to fit new gameplay standards, I wouldn't mind shortcuts being a main cause for playing well. This also incentivizes the point counter. Players will want to play better solely because it opens something up on the last level, so it should open something up here too. Maybe the criteria changes every now and then. The list goes on. Another thing Nintendo could do is embrace its community and open themselves up to criticism. While I accept that there's a very slim chance we may get anything close to a revival of the 2D series, I always like to keep the room for possibility vacant, and that's simply because Mario deserves better. The gaming icon himself, relegated to releasing the same tired experience with little variation. The mismanagement of the 2D series is a shame, and it almost feels neglected at this point. The design philosophy has gotten so much worse. Throw in some new features from DLC and include it into a complete package, and call it a new game. If Mario Maker isn't proof that Nintendo has stopped wanting to make 2D Mario games, I don't know what is. It also doesn't help that they've gotten exceedingly greedy. Mario as a series has served generations of gamers. I just wish for the standard to remain consistent through the years. We'll never know the direction for sure, so until then, I stand my ground and say, Nintendo, do your thing.